The ninja is a popular and well-known figure in today's society. However, there are many misconceptions. Many of these misconceptions were created by the ninjas themselves to secure their secrecy from the samurai and instill fear in their enemies using superstition. Because of this, the image of the ninja has been romanticized and exploited to the point where they have become more myth than reality. In actuality, the ninjas not only dramatically altered the course of Japan's history, but revolutionized warfare forever with guerrilla tactics that were used in the Revolutionary War, the Vietnam War, and many others. The ninjas took importance away from the powerful upper class and brought it to the individual. But what was the ninja? How did they come to be? What were they really like? And what about the ninja today?
First of all, and most importantly, what is a ninja? While the practice was always referred to as ninjutsu, the ninjas themselves were originally called shinobi no mono, meaning a person skilled in the art of stealth in Japanese. These were families of warriors that were trained from a young age in the skills of stealth, assassination, espionage, sabotage, chemicals, disguise, and other such arts. Samurai of the time were bound to battle by a strict code of honor. Ninjas, on the other hand, were not bound to that code. This gave them a strong advantage over the samurai, but caused them to be seen as lowly and underhanded warriors. The ninjas became very important to the troubles of feudal Japan because they could assassinate a public figure, and thus one ninja could change the tide of an entire battle. Because of this advantage, many feudal samurai would rent the services of ninjas. Because the ninjas were not bound to the code of the samurai, they could do many things that would be seen as dishonest. This caused ninjas to become among the most important, yet least respected in Japan. Because ninjutsu was created as a rebellion and defense against the ruling samurai class, most of its practitioners were peasants. They were also one of the first groups of warriors that included women in their training. Mochizuki Shiome, the widow of a samurai, created a school for prostitutes, Civil War victims, and orphan girls, and trained them in the art of the ninja. How did ninjas come to be? Ninjutsu was highly illegal and banned by the samurai elite. Therefore, ninjas kept a deliberately confusing and misleading history. Very little is known about the actual origin of ninjutsu today, and what is known is largely speculation. Some historians believe ninjutsu can be traced to ancient Chinese warriors, scholars, and monks who emigrated to Japan in search of refuge from civil war in 700 AD. They brought their ideas, philosophies, and military expertise, which may have evolved into what we know today as ninjutsu. Japan's oldest chronicle, the Kojiki, tells of Japan's earliest history. It contains stories about a warrior named Yamato Takeru, who is considered by many to be the first ninja. In one story, he gave an enemy a sword as a gift and later challenged him to a duel. But before the duel, he replaced the sword with an identical-looking wooden replica. When his enemy drew his wooden sword, Takeru decimated him. In another legend, Takeru disguises himself as a woman at a drinking party, during which he seduces an enemy and kills him. These sneaky, underhanded tactics have come to be known as the ninja legacy. The practice of ninjutsu comes from the powerful reign of the samurai in feudal Japan. Peasants were unhappy with the way they were being treated and needed a way to revolt without drawing attention to themselves. Thus they took up ninjutsu, as it provided both secrecy and power. What were ninjas really like? One common misconception about ninjas is their attire. Ninjas did not actually wear all black suits that covered nothing but their eyes, but rather wore what was appropriate for the mission at hand. For instance, they would wear camouflage if sneaking through the woods, or dress as a servant or musician to gain access to enemy homes. Today's image of a ninja dressed in all black comes from the Kabuki theater. stagehands in the plays would dress in black from head to toe to hide from the audience. When the play called for a hidden ninja, they would dress as stagehands to fool the audience, and thus their new image was created. Ninjas used a variety of weapons, including shurikens, or what we know today as throwing stars, though most ninjas did not actually throw them. Shurikens were coated in poison and left in places where an enemy would be likely to step on them. Ninjas also converted farming tools into weapons, so that if they were found with one on their person, they would not be accused of being a ninja. Ninjas would also occasionally wear shoes and gloves with spikes implanted in them, so they could climb up trees and buildings. Despite their many improvised and ingenious methods of killing, their greatest weapon was their own body. The training to become a ninja began as soon as a child was able to walk and continued for many years after that. Those who learned the art of ninjutsu were taught the location of pressure points, how to break bones, many different types of throws, and how to evade attacks quickly. It was a rigorous process, but those who succeeded were masters of death. It is easy to see how people could confuse these abilities with supernatural powers. It can even be said that the ninja has changed the face of warfare. For the first time, a group of peasants was able to revolt against their powerful leaders and succeed. They used the resources at hand combined with their own willpower to create a new style of battle. This type of guerrilla warfare can be seen many times in history, such as during the Vietnam War, when the Viet Cong would set traps and ambush enemy soldiers, very much like a ninja. What about the ninja today? Ninjutsu is still practiced today. However, rather than being a lethal force used by the poor in rebellion or self-defense, it is more of an extreme hobby practiced by those with the time and money to afford it. Despite this, the spirit of the ninja lives on in our culture. Eastern society, Western society, the internet, video games, television, music, movies, all have been affected by the ninja.
What I am